To the other workers on a relaxed Auckland waterfront, Takako Nishizaki and husband Klaus are just another couple enjoying the warm afternoon sun. But in China or Japan, such anonymity is rare, for her face is the image found on millions of CDs. Takako Nishizaki is the world's most recorded violinist. Born in Japan before settling in Hong Kong, she has become China and Japan's best-known and best-selling performer of violin music. And this one of her most famous titles, the Butterfly Lover's Violin Concerto, an orchestral adaptation of an ancient Chinese legend.
At first, I didn't find anything nice, but then I practice every day, and then I noticed, I start to smell something.
She looked at the music, she played it the way she felt it should be played, and Chinese people thought this is wonderful. They'd never heard it played like that before. And so I think her good taste in musicality is what probably sets her apart from many other musicians.
Klaus is the founder of the highly successful Nexus record label based in Hong Kong. They both made a decision to set up a second home in New Zealand around 15 years ago. They loved the peaceful lifestyle compared with their Chinese home.
He doesn't want to live in Germany, and I don't want to live in Japan. So if we have to live in Hong Kong, then where? Here it's quieter, the air is very fresh.
If you look for the ideal place to live and you make a long list of qualities a country has to have, I think you tick most boxes in the case of New Zealand, probably more than in any other country in the world.
Here in a quiet suburb of Auckland, Takako has a beautiful classical house where she can relax and enjoy herself. Inside, her walls are covered with all the music recordings.
And here it's a nice old house. It has lots of rooms with windows, and it's not exposed, high ceilings, wonderful acoustic for playing music. It is unique. There's not many of these properties left in Auckland. And there's enough room, if they get older and need people to look after us. We can maybe have a room for a nurse.
If Takako's New Zealand base has been geared towards more leisurely pursuits, this year she's made a move towards making it a home for career too.
We have to start somewhere. So I started in Hong Kong, and now I'm starting here. I'm very strict. 1, 2, 3. Stop the ball. No. I'm not saying that you're going to play this. I said open A and open E. Ball exercise. Listen carefully, okay? Do you remember?
The first step has been to turn her house into a private violin studio, teaching kids aged from 3 years upwards.
Go up the mountain, remember? Mountain. Now go. Yeah, very good. I never want to talk about the talent because it's all effort of the teacher and the children themselves and the parent. Triangle, I always say.
And I know, her reputation in the world. So I'm really happy, she's, teaching violin, especially my son can join, and then he's really appreciate, her value.
She tells us to prepare our finger, and you put your finger on before you play the bow.
Private teaching is not the only Auckland career move for Takako. She has also taken the position of an associate professor at the University of Auckland, instructing master classes for students.
Takako Nishizaki has vast experience as a performing artist. She has made over 100 CDs recordings, and she's very, very well known, particularly among Asian students throughout the world. And I anticipate that because of her standing and her status, she will attract students.
Smooth, smooth, smooth.
And so she was instructing me that in the classical era we should do that, and that's actually right, because I'm used to playing on the more of a romantic style, but she's teaching us the classical way, which is correct.
And as Takako looks to the future, the peace and tranquility of her Auckland home is a perfect environment for her daily practice routine. But the call of a world stage that always asks for more is never far away.
If we ever retire, this is a place where we'll retire. But until then, which may be in a very distant future, we still like the excitement.
I need some excitement. I've been performing a lot, and I've done a lot of recordings. So I have, the many different way of interpret the music.